Saturday. Good morning, everybody. I'm Ed
There.
Parcaut, and I'm here with Mike Kelly, and we are the Real Estate Jerky Daily.
Daily.
You know, I just had to. I'm much better this morning than yesterday morning after Rotary.
Yeah.
Well, the problem was the night before I went to bed 11:30, and I was like, oh, I forgot to do that. Send an email for that lighter we're doing from Zippo. So I send that email. I'm like going, okay, how should I make that look? I see that. See that right there?
Mm-hmm.
What is that's above you?
I don't know.
No, that's
right there.
I didn't close the blinds in the studio this morning.
Well, we look fine. I look old and decrepit.
Well, it's not hitting you; it's hitting me on my shirt. Anyway, so next thing I know, it's 1:30 in the morning because I'm messing with the lighter.
Yeah,
and readjust, and I'm like, this is kind of how I want it. And then next, you fall asleep 3.5 hours later. It's 5 o'clock. I don't want to get up.
Time to get up. Got to go to Rotary.
Yeah. So anyway, I was pretty tired yesterday.
So there's a lot of stuff here.
No, there's not. Because today is not a lot of information.
Is this stuff from
all over. I looked all over. The only thing that was technically industry related or could mess with us today was the Empire State Manufacturing Survey. The Empire State Manufacturing Survey. And what does it do? It shows healthcare, the manufacturing sector in the New York region. Do we care?
No.
Yes, we do.
Why?
Why not? Because that's a big region. That'd be like saying, we don't care about California.
I don't really care about California.
Yeah. All right. It was reported at a negative 20.9. That was their numbers, their sector, which this is for the month of March. So that tells you it's pretty slow, which is significantly lower than their expectation. Their expectation was a -3. I don't have it here, so you can't see it. So a huge difference than what they thought. That tells you that manufacturing in the state of New York or in the region of New York is down. Well, maybe they moved it to someplace else because they didn't like the tax situation there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I agree. My mind is mulling over this NAR.
Well, I'll get to that in a second.
I know, but I'm just
you're preoccupied.
I am.
All right, I can get through the rest of this real quick because it's easy. Because I get to that in a second. Homeless vets. The VA announced a program to house 41,000 homeless vets, and they'll transition them into permanent housing so that it insured 95% of them. Because there's always that 5% who doesn't want help.
Right.
And they'll existence all the way through during the year. And then they also are reaching out to another 40,000 additional. They said unhoused. I don't know how that's different than homeless.
Right. It's not different. It's a more acceptable way to
my pronoun today is unhoused.
Yeah.
A veteran. So another 40,000 additional homeless veterans, and direct them to resources that can help them attain the same thing, but they only can actually handle 4. That's like 81,000 vets that they just said right there. That's homeless.
Right.
That's a lot of vets.
That's a ton.
All right. So the commission, will get into your thing in a second, but the Fed came out and discussed possible changes to the agent commission structure through the DOJ. There's actually a working paper on it that they came out with last month. Here's the URL. I shortened it so it'd be easy for you to go to and get. So
it says short.
Yeah, we'll take a picture of it with your phone or wherever, and go to it and get the paper so you understand what what the DOJ and the Fed's looking at.
People
overall.
Who are not realtors are thinking
exactly, and so you really need to get ahead of it, especially when you're talking to potential clients out there. How's this? Because it's going to come down. There's going to be a question. So I'll leave it there for a few more seconds.
I took a picture.
Oh, of course. And that's huge. And why don't we just get in the NAR? Because the other stuff about Fed decision next Wednesday, again, we're pins and needle of what they're going to say and how they're going to come out.
Right.
I was talking to somebody else. We've been saying for a while, we're in 1970 right now, which is we have inflation, we have wage growth, we have low unemployment, and we have no inventory. That's exactly how 1970 went. And that current president made it worse.
Yeah.
And that's where we could potentially go now.
That was a Carter thing, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Next week we have Monday NHA, so National Association of Housing Builders Housing Market Index.
We're gonna hit it on the knob.
Tuesday, housing starts, 20-year bond auction. Wednesday, mortgage application, and then that whole thing about what the Fed decision, and then when they're coming out in Thursday's jobless claims. The rates today are the 10-year is really high. It's like 4.3 something. I'm sorry,
it's higher than yesterday, right?
Yes, everything's higher than yesterday. Even myself.
I'm a lot higher than yesterday.
All right, so we were talking about the commission thing. Go get this go to the short URL, check out the white paper they did. I'm not saying it was amazing white paper, but you do need to know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
All right, and then NAR came out and they decided to settle the lawsuit for $419 million.
Yeah,
$419 million.
I don't know
and
how
the problem with that statement that they came out with is they agreed to get rid of the 6% commission.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Did they have a statement to be in the thing that if you're part of NAR, you have to do 6%? Was that in the bylaws somewhere?
No.
Okay.
No, it's never been in writing.
Okay.
It's what became kind of usual and customary. And there are always those discount brokers out there that are charging 3%, list for 1%. I can sell your home for 2,500. What was it? Assist to fail would do 4%.
Well, no, they would do a fee unless you went with another person, a buyer's agent from somewhere else to buy the place.
Yeah, you had the guy that used to work in town. He would say, I can sell your home for $2,538, but if I don't have a buyer, or we have to put it on the MLS and look for and entice other agents to sell your property, we're going to go back up to like 5%. So, I mean, there were,
and then also, hold on, we got a comment.
I know we do. We just saw it go red. Alvina.
Nope. NAR agreed to remove the requirement to put in compensation on the MLS and is still negotiated off MLS.
About 100 years ago when I first started, it was off the MLS for a short time, and then they put it in the MLS.
What are you talking about?
Well, you would write a contract and you would say in the buyer's purchase agreement, you would write down that listing agent to pay selling agent 3% minus $20 because that was the MLS stamp. That's how you got paid. It still flowed through the sellers. The sellers paid it, and it still flowed through the listing agent. Now, then they start publishing what the commission rate was going to be in the MLSs. So I hadn't gotten that far in the article.
But it's not always in the MLS, right? Is it always?
It has been. It has been for quite so many years.
Or what they're going to pay the buyer side,
right?
Not what's on the listing side,
right? So I mean, there's many times I've gotten 2.5% on a flip deal where the listing agent actually owns the property, and then he charges himself 6%, 8%, and so or 8.5%. And he offers 2.5% to cooperating broker, and then he keeps the other 6%. So I mean, commissions have always been completely negotiable.
Right, and they still are, but what I'm understanding is you're going to no longer be able to put it in the MLS what the commission is.
That's what Alvina's saying.
Wow, that is well. How do you know how much you're going to get made? How much you're going to make?
You're going to have to put it in the purchase agreement. Or you're going to have to put it in an addendum. You're going to have to put it somewhere in writing.
Well, one of the things that
you could do a broker compensation agreement form along with your purchase contract.
Yeah, well, what in that thing I was talking about earlier with that white paper, they were saying that commissions inflate the values of homes.
That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Well, I'm just telling you what they're saying. Well, you know what inflates the values of homes is closing costs.
Closing costs, yeah. Well,
potentially, because then you could say the both for either one.
Yeah.
No longer can we have closing costs paid by sellers because that inflates the value of the home.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Because I mean, if you look on the appraisal, it'll say in there, seller giving X amount of money towards buyer's closing costs.
Right.
So it's right there in the black and white, so people can understand. Technically, one could say that's inflated by whatever that number is in order to give them their closing costs.
Yeah. I mean, when in a different market, you would just ask for the credit. You wouldn't. You would almost in a different market, we would offer less and still ask for the credit. Okay. Less than the ask price, because the market had lots of inventory.
Mm-hmm.
So you were happy to have a buyer. They had a lot to choose from. So it was a buyer's market. In this, it's a seller's market. And then they want to get mad at everybody because they're making some money, making some equity, and agents are getting paid. It's an interesting thing because the unforeseen consequences, I think, is going to be fewer offers on properties, fewer buyers able to pay their buyer's agent. Prices may deflate a little bit. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of unforeseen consequences, and they're not truly, in my opinion, humble opinion, which everybody is entitled to, they are not truly protecting the consumer.
No, there's some other reason this is going on.
Yeah.
FinTech.
Yep.
Let's talk about our numbers before we are out here for 20 minutes.
All right. We don't want to be here for 20 minutes.
No, I got
Go ahead, say
Slice with the president at 11:30.
Go ahead, say it. Make it bigger.
I didn't. I don't need to.
Okay, I just did. 424 closed sales.
Actually,
per
the
day.
new listings are up 647.
That's a lot. That's more than we've ever had all of 22 and 23 in a week.
Is that what you know for a fact? Or
I remember the numbers were always they were in the fours. A couple times they dipped into the.
At your age, you can really tell me you remember that.
I do remember that. Those numbers are blue in my mind.
All right.
So 554 pending sales.
Yeah, but that 420, we've had that 420 many times last year because it sounds like something else.
Is that a pot deal?
I don't know.
But that's a lot of that's not a lot of listings.
No, it's not.
It's a good amount. It's more than we've seen in the past.
Well, they were saying listings are going to go up, and I don't know if
they're starting to.
And so when they say listings per day, is that 20 days a month, or is that every day a month?
This is every day last week.
I mean, is it 7 days or is it 5 days?
It's 7 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want you follow what I'm getting.
Yeah.
At.
Well, I'm thinking it's 7 days. I think they're counting Saturday and Sunday, almost like a Druid calendar, and then they're ending on Friday the 9th. Was that the 9th?
Why are you looking over here? I don't know.
I like to look over there.
I don't know.
Ready.
Oh, sorry. Well, I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of listings. If that's truly per day, let's find that out, and so I know next time.
Well, it's truly per day.
But what is their days? Is it truly? Because you don't list necessarily on Saturday and Sunday.
This report, yeah, you do. You don't input them in the computer until Monday sometime, or sometimes you input them right away if you've got pictures and stuff.
Pretty pictures.
We are, pretty pictures. We are a 7-day working group. What realtors think,
because that's 19,466 a month.
Yeah. Yes, it is. If it were, that was
640.
If we did that week,
times 30,
if we did 647.
That's 1920 a month divided by. I'm doing that wrong. Go ahead, keep going.
No, if we listed 647 listings that week every day for all the days that we've been in the year, we would be around there.
Right.
But that's just 1 week out of many.
I mean, because that's 4,500 a week times 52. That'd be 235,508 if they all sold.
Right.
And we haven't been there in a long time.
235,000. Where were we last year?
Barely 140 to 150.
And we were 260 the year before in 22.
Yeah. We haven't been to a full year since 19. Right. So
exactly. 480 or 4.
Sorry, math's not my thing.
Math's not your friend.
Of course it is.
Okay, so people are still positive.
And
they're positive probably because there's 647 listings in a week.
Yeah, well, they're going, look at all these listings. Now we just got to get the buyers out to pick them up.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that may change.
All right. That's not a lot of news today. Thank goodness. Biggest problem. I did send a TikTok to a few people about the Republican Party when it was founded and how come.
Oh.
Just because I thought it was a great educational thing.
TikTok, just in case it goes away.
No, it's not. I mean,
I know it's not going to go away.
Technically, most of TikTok is owned by a lot of other people.
Right.
I think maybe 20% of it could even have.
No,
they want to control a social media platform. They can't do Twitter, because Elon Musk says I'm worth so much money, and everybody likes him.
Yeah.
They try Facebook and Instagram got into line. so they don't have to try to buy them. They're trying to get them in line. And I don't want to get into the whole thing because a lot of people use that to make money, and we don't need it to go away. We just need them to stop trying to control the speech,
the content.
Because I've been trying to, normally go do certain things I used to do on there 6 months, 8 months ago, and it keeps getting rejected. They're just saying because it's just political. It's not. I was talking, everything could be political.
Well, what's wrong with things being political?
Because they don't like you to promote those things.
Well, so what?
Unless you're the president who sends out, to all the influencers, hey, we're going to pay you to influence and tell everybody how great I am.
He's a bald-faced lying pony dog.
I'll move on. We don't need to say that online.
Yes, we do. He's a liar.
All
okay,
right.
We're done.
Yeah. So make it. Where are you this weekend? You're serving, aren't you? Serving this weekend?
Oh, I am someplace this weekend. So this weekend, Saturday from 11 till probably 6, 7 o'clock, I'll be serving. Well,
you're a celebrity.
I'm a celebrity bartender.
Right.
A celebrity in my own
that means
mind.
You don't make any money.
No money whatsoever. And whatever tips get, I just leave it for the P. Wexford's peoples.
What does P stands for?
Patrick Wexford's is my understanding, and it was the guy that first opened it. He made Wexford's look like his favorite Irish bar in Wexford, Ireland.
Okay.
That's the story I'm telling, and I'm sticking with it. I don't know if it's completely true, but that's what I've heard. And then Sunday, same time at P. Wexford's, and then I will be at Twisted Pig from 6 till about 9 o'clock, being a celebrity bartender. Not bartender, beer porter.
Right. You just go, here's your beer.
And I don't even think we have wine where I am.
Do they make it green? Or do you?
We can. Nobody really gives. I mean, some people like to walk around with a green beer or two, and then their face turns green. So then they like, but please don't put any more dye in my beer.
What's wrong with your tongue?
Oh no, well, not a lot of things. I just it's green.
Yeah. All right. Make it a great day.
Everybody
go sell a house over the weekend. I got a lot of people to finalize today.
Good.
Yeah. It's busier, much busier.
And you did a VA loan in 4.5 days, right?
Yeah, clear to close in 3 days.
Yeah.
Or that just meant you spend all this. No, it's 3 days, and that was over a weekend.
Yeah.
So yes, it can be done. VA loans can be done as fast as I do other ones, which is 9 days. You can't close a VA loan, any loan, for 7 days. Because they got to sign the loan estimate. 7 days later is the soonest they can sign loan documents.
Yeah.
So technically, it's really 8 days is truly what you could get a loan done if they sign in the morning, fund the same day, and record the same day.
Gotcha.
So it can be done. What's weird about all this is I've had 2 of them. I mean, this is not unusual, but you're waiting for everybody else.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, they'll be there next week and they'll sign on Thursday. Everybody's like, here's the time they're coming, and
well, it's fun that the appraiser got out there that weekend.
Well, that they want $700.
Yeah, direct.
Yeah,
cool.
That's what's great about VA, because you go direct. Like it used to be, you can't pick the appraiser. Now, let me say that. So if there's appraiser that's picked on your properties and you're the listing agent or whatever, and you don't like that appraiser, like you guys know for a fact that this guy does blah 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 blah, you just send an email to the loan officer and their company and say somebody in the transaction has a relationship with this person.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
I used to, of course, coming directly from. Remember Gerald Merchant?
No.
He was president of the Appraisers Association.
What year was that?
Probably 03, 1903. And he said, Mike, just simply write in your counteroffer or your purchase or in a counteroffer that so-and-so is requested not to be the appraiser due to a conflict of interest. Right. And I would not get that appraiser. So
yeah, but if you don't know who you're getting.
No, what it does is just establishes up front. It didn't matter who else.
I know, but you don't. But sometimes people, you don't know who it is, and you can't get rid of all of them.
No,
because there's a list of them that you guys all know.
Yeah,
and I don't like this guy. I don't like this person. This person. You can't put them all in the contract.
He happened to be the worst, and It was interesting. It was a conflict of personality. The conflict of personality was he couldn't stand the company I was working for.
Oh,
So he was just going to stab it to every agent that worked there.
that's too bad.
Yeah. Keep your personal stuff out of the business.
That's right.
Just do the business.
All right. Make it
Alvina, great to see you. Thanks for commenting. That's great information. And
go check out that white paper.
Yeah.
And if you didn't take a picture because you just showed up late,
you can watch it on the podcast.
Well, no, here it is. Take a picture. This is your phone. Click, 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 click. Go check it out. It's the white paper when they're talking about with the Fed and the DOJ about what they're thinking about the commissions. All right, everybody, make it a great day. We're happy you're here. We're happy we're here, and we'll be back next Monday.
Yes, we will.
All right, make it a great day, and we'll talk to you on Monday.
Peace out.
Bye.